It's time for the One Bar and Lupaga Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am One Bar with Lupagus, and it is the day after. It's the day after a big old spanking, and we're going to look at lessons learned. What did we learn from that week one debacle?
Yeah, my cheeks are still throbbing after that spanking. Still not sitting very well, just how thoroughly beaten the Vikings were by their division rivals. 3 in a row, the Packers. This is going to take a long time to get over. So today's the day we kind of stew about it. And like you said, we think about what we learned from this ass whooping the Packers gave us and where we can go from here.
Yeah, and we've, like you said, we have had a day to let it sink in, but it definitely does not feel a damn bit better than it did yesterday.
Yeah, so let's just go over the things that we now know for sure about this team, the 2020 Minnesota Vikings. And I think the first one, and blatantly obvious one, looking at yesterday's game, is that these cornerbacks are going to be an issue. Holton Hill was horrible. Cameron Dantzler struggled, but I give him credit. He's a young guy getting thrown in the fire. He hung in there, but he did not have a good game either. And you can't say that Mike Hughes or Gladney, when he finally got in there, did any better. So there's going to be a learning curve. You hope, but by midpoint of the season, these guys are humming and jellying and just getting used to the NFL speed of the game and everything. But for the first few weeks of the season, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, I think, they just kind of confirmed that it's going to be ugly. I think everybody knew that this was going to be an issue. There will be ups and downs. There's a few things. So Cam Dantzler, I think for a third-round rookie to start and play the most snaps out of all the cornerbacks against Aaron Rodgers, I don't got any issues with the way he played at all. I mean, yes, he missed some tackles. That touchdown was on him, but shit, that's still better than it very well could have been. I put a lot of this on Holton Hill and Mike Hughes. I was confused. We didn't even see any Chris Boyd out there except for on special teams. If we did, it was very short.
It was really late he might have got out there.
So this will continue to happen. It's just something we're going to have to deal with. Hopefully another item that is a little bit further down the list will help our cornerbacks. But moving forward, it'd be great to see more Jeff Gladney. If we're going to suck, we might as well go all in on these young guys and just get them out there and get them some experience.
Yeah, there's a couple silver linings here. Number one is we're not going to be facing Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams every week. The second thing is, you mentioned it, and I think I mentioned this yesterday, is why are you keeping Hill in there? If he's struggling, you got basically 4 guys who I think, as far as talent-wise, are all very similarly ranked. There's not much separating them as far as experience goes, so why not shuffle this up? If Holton Hill's out there getting torched, giving a huge cushion to Devontae Adams or being 3 steps behind every time, switch it up. You got nothing to lose. So hopefully Zimmer maybe starts doing that a little bit. And you might have to with these guys. Get them out there. Don't let them lose confidence. Just keep rotating them out there until something works.
All right, let's go to number 4. The fourth lesson to learn is, no preseason, limited training camp. We were rusty. We were very rusty, especially when it came to missed tackles.
Yeah, there was a lot of them. You saw Eric Wilson do it early. Cam Dantzler had a few. I think just about everybody on defense, especially that first couple of drives, the Packers had these missed tackles. I do think this is the good thing about this is something that this will get shaken off. I would assume after this week, we might see a few more, this Sunday against the Colts, but I would assume the tackling to get much, much better by week 3.
Yeah, and even in training camp, they're not tackling anybody. This is like their first live action. So, the Packers seem to do a pretty good job of tackling, so I put this more on us. I don't think it's just a league-wide thing, but hopefully this will solve itself very, very quickly, because that Eric Wilson one especially, when you're a vet like that, Kendricks showed up and played, no doubt about it, but when you're a vet, Eric Wilson, you got to make those tackles. I don't care if you had 0 practice.
Yeah, and that was very uncharacteristic of Eric Wilson. It does not help. His 3 tackles yesterday does not help my projections for him for the season at all. He's got a lot of making up to do to reach those numbers.
Plenty of time. It's only week 1. We're not overreacting.
That's right. All right, so number 3 on the list of things that we now know about the Vikings, Brian O'Neill maybe taking a step back to overcompensate for that shitty guy next to him in Pat Elflein.
Yeah, and this one I actually might overreact on. I'm sorry. This is going to be just like the cornerbacks, this is going to be an issue all damn year. And while we know Elflein is not going to be good, he gave up the most pressures, 5 pressures out of the offensive line. I believe O'Neal was the other 2. Bradbury on the left side didn't have any pressures. What really burns my ass on this is not how bad Elflein played, but if this takes O'Neal to take a step back this year or shake his confidence or anything like that, get Elflein's ass out of there.
Well, that's the key. Why are you even – if he's going to continue to lead the team in pressures allowed, try somebody else. Try Samia. Try Udo. Try Cleveland. Anybody.
Try Dustin Colquitt.
Well, he ain't going to be back next year, so you might as well, keep a very, very short leash on this guy. If he continues to suck, get him off the field. But other than the one play that, was Darius Smith flew by O'Neal, where it looks like there was some confusion there, I didn't think it was a huge issue. I know I was a little higher on the O-line yesterday than you were, but they played about what I expected them to, and I don't think they're any worse than they were last year. So they were about a push for me.
Well, I think O'Neal had one of his worst games. I mean, he never gives up pressures. He never gives up sacks. So to give up 2 and a big old sack, I think that's a big issue, and I think it's a horrible, horrible start. And you just got to look at it. I mean, the left side miraculously has this very, very good game. Well, what do you know? Pat Elflein isn't over there anymore.
Yeah, I'll be more concerned if it continues this week. I think Garrett Bradbury, I'm not a big fan of the PFF numbers, but his start last year, first game, his rating was a 0, and he had like a 77 yesterday. So I do feel like he's gotten better. So there is some hope for the O-line, but yeah, it is an issue. You don't want to see O'Neal overcompensating and start to have his play decrease because of Pat Elflein.
Yes, and I actually will say, even though I'm bitching right now, I thought the offensive line played better than expected. So I'll give him that.
Yeah,
but I was expecting complete disaster.
Yeah, the next thing was the complete disaster that we learned. It's the lack of the pass rush. It's this new problem that we never thought we were going to have. And I know Aaron Rodgers got the ball quick, but I mean, come on. There was times where he literally had like 8 seconds to throw the ball. It was sad. It was pathetic. They were trying to blitz linebackers. Nothing seemed to be working. We could not get to Aaron Rodgers. And even just watching the afternoon games yesterday, I'm like, holy shit, they're hitting the quarterback. I mean, there's pressure. You almost forget what it looks like because there was none of it as far as the Vikings went yesterday.
Yeah, and the thing that just wraps this all together as far as how bad it was Shamar Stephen led the Vikings in pressures with 2. Shamar Stephen. We got Yannick, we got Odenigbo, and Shamar Stephen led the team.
Brutal. And Zimmer's supposed to be this guy who's creative and can come up with these unique blitzes that no one sees coming. Where was any of that? Nothing. Nothing was working, and it's horrifying. And I hope. And they said Yannick was a little bit dinged up, was on a snap count too. They didn't want him to get in there too much because of the lack of practices. So, but still, I didn't see much out of him. And I thought Odenigbo was playing pretty well early, but he didn't even have any stats. So I don't know what the hell happened there. But, yeah, they got to figure out something or this is going to be ugly because it's going to be the lack of pass rush is only going to hurt the corners more. So if the pass rush increases, the corners should play better.
Yes. Our defensive line did not help our cornerback so one damn bit. And something tells me that snap count or whatever Yannick was on is going to be demolished next week. They need to get his ass rolling. They need him out there. Jalen Holmes, he's filling in nicely a pinch. I like the fact that he can play both, but Yannick and Odenigbo need to be out there after the quarterback every damn snap until Hunter gets back.
They have to. Otherwise, we could be over before Hunter comes back if it continues. That's how bad it is. It really is.
It is. It's very, very bad. It was very bad. It was disgustingly bad.
And who saw this? No one saw this coming. Even with Hunter out, most people are like, okay, we have enough talent here to generate a pass rush. Oof, man. Maybe there's some rust there too.
Bakhtiari, they have a decent – they have a good offensive line, but they just completely shut us down. I think their combo of a very good offensive line and the fact that Rodgers doesn't generally let people get to him. I think Phillip Rivers next weekend will be a little bit easier to get to.
Well, what worries me, you had Lane Taylor go down. You don't even have Billy Turner starting. You have their backup, Ricky Wagner, in there, and we still couldn't get pressure. So, I don't know. That's not a good sign.
All right, well, let's end on a good note of lessons learned. He's back, and he looks good as ever. Number 19, Adam Thielen. Last year, we saw him injured most of the season. And with his age, a little bit concerned, maybe he doesn't come back all the way, but he is back. He is all the way back.
Not only is he back, but he is Kirk Cousins' go-to guy. He will throw it him if he's double covered. He don't give a shit. He's always looking 19's way. I think he was. I don't know if anybody else had a catch in the first half yesterday. He's always looking Adam Thielen's way, and end zone big play. That's who he's gonna be looking for. And hey, like you said, he's back. He's healthy. He's making those grabs where you see the ball go up and you go, oh, that's overthrown. But somehow Thielen comes down with it every single damn time. So him and Cousins, they're like peanut butter and jelly this year, or cheese and crackers, or top to tater and old Dutch ripple chips.
Top to tater in anything. You could probably just do that. Yeah, Thielen. I mean, you give Thielen 1 inch, he's gonna make you pay. And it doesn't matter how contested that catch is. Every damn time, and that's what we saw yesterday. It was what was he, 6 for like 119 and 2 touchdowns, something like that. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah,
classic Thielen line. That's what you always see, and we're going to see a lot more of it.
Yeah, and hopefully we see it when the games are still attainable. They're not out of reach.
So, all right, well, those are our lessons learned from the pack. Were you going to say something? I cut you off.
Nah, instead of throwing cold water on you or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, it sounds like it was going on a bad route. Those are our lessons learned. Let us know down in the comments. Remember, subscribe. We're here every damn day. And when I say every day, I mean multiple times a day lately. Yeah. A lot of Vikings to talk about.
There is. So, this is going to put a little bow on our Packers talk for now. We're moving on to the Colts. Looking ahead to week 2. Hopefully, much better things on the horizon. And while you're looking to week 2, here's something you can think about. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins can.